Welcome back to Living Local Carolina. I'm Katie Turner, and boy, do we have something going on in the studio today. I'm joined by Wade Johnson, the Director of Bands at Benedict College. How are you?
I am fantabulous, Ms. Turner. Thank you for having me. Shout out to all the Benedict College in Columbia, South Carolina. How are you? Home of the BCBOD. Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and get into it now.
Okay.
You are quite the personality. You have so much experience when it comes to music. This is something that is truly a love for you.
Yes, it is.
Why?
It's a passion because I believe getting started as a late bloomer, I actually believe that is a calling. And when I say my passion, my ministry is what I was called to do because I wanted to do something else. I wanted to be a professional football player, of course. All men in small towns from McClellanville, South Carolina, wanted to be professional athletes. But anywho, due to an injury, trying to play football, and whoop whoop, I saw the band. The band got in the game tree. The band were having a good time. They were eating, and I was like, I think I can do that. And guess what? I didn't have to pay to go in anymore after I joined the band. So
All
basically,
right.
that's how it all started. And from then, our beloved band director, Mr. Lionel Mackey Thomas, he came in somewhere around 72, and I was a senior at 74. So being hurt, wanted to get in the game stream. I was one of the last people to join the band program at Lincoln High School. Shout out Lincoln High School, and I started on trombone.
Okay.
And then eventually, one of my family members, Drexel Ball, who had a trumpet. His mother bought him a trumpet where I was living at in McClellanville on Society Road. He had asthma, so he wouldn't play the trumpet. So what I started doing, I started going upstairs, got it up the case and experimented with it, and then aha moment. An aha moment happened. Mr. Thomas, I took it to him, and he said, you know what, I can teach you really how to do this. And the rest is history.
The rest is history.
Yes. Yes.
And you have so many memories over the years.
So many memories over the years. Music I've been blessed because music has not only taken me around the world with several experiences, I've had the experience to perform with some of the greats, namely Dizzy Gillespie, namely James Brown, Fred Wesley and the New JBs, and every now and then Fred still calls me to perform with him.
Really?
Yes, Fred, if you look up Fred Wesley was, I have to say, one of the greatest funk trombone player, but he was also a fabulous jazz trombonist also. Fred is still performing around the world.
Now,
Yes.
okay, we need to talk about a very specific way that you can perform that not everybody can do. You can actually play two instruments at the same time.
Oh, yes, Frank Motley from Dizzy Gillespie's band. The precursor was this, Joey Morant, the late Joey Morant from Charleston, South Carolina. He had a trumpet that had two bells on it, but one lead pipe. And when I saw him as a kid doing that, I was like, oh my God. I didn't know that was just one horn. So moving forward to late 70s, early 80s, I got to meet Mr. Gillespie and saw his big band. Frank Motley was one of his trumpet players on his big band. Frank Motley actually did it with two trumpets. And I lost my mind. I walked up to him, Mr. Motley, that was awesome. He said, son, you want to learn how to do this? And I almost had a heart attack, but still, with Mr. Motley, I said, yes, sir. You know, small town country boy. I said, that would be something great to learn how to do. So he sat me down. He told me the logistics behind it. And scientifically, guys, the only way to do this, there are about 3 of us in the country, in the world, that can do it. But you have to use both sides of your brain simultaneously.